Unfiltered Discussions. You got Nash in the building.
Got Ash in the building.
And today we have a special guest, Derek from Patterson Injury Lawyers. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. So we're just going to get straight into it. Can you just tell us a little bit about your journey on becoming a lawyer?
So again, my name is Derek Patterson. I have my own firm, Patterson Injury Lawyers, based here in Philadelphia. I'm from actually West Philadelphia area, around like 40th in Lancaster. Graduated high school from University City High School.
Oh, you're in the building.
Yeah.
You're a Jaguar?
Yeah.
All three of us.
Okay, cool. So then after high school, I went to University of Maryland, Eastern Shore. I got my degree in criminal justice. After that, I came home for a little bit. I did like some behavioral health work, like a one-on-one TSS with the children in the classroom. Then I decided to go to law school. But what kind of made me want to go to law school, when I was in my last semester of undergrad, I did an internship with a criminal defense attorney. And I went in the courtroom and I was just like amazed with like the different attorneys making their arguments, the judge making his rulings. And I was like, wow, I'm kind of like intrigued by this. Because prior to that, I was criminal justice major. I was like, oh, I'll just go do something in law enforcement. I don't know, like FBI, DEA, I don't know. I'll just do something like that. But then I went to the courtroom that one time down Criminal Justice Center, and I was like, oh, wow, this is different. Like, I like this. So that's what made me apply to law school. I was home for a few years. Then I went to Thomas M. Cooley Law School, which is actually out in Lansing, Michigan. So it can get pretty cold out there, January, February. You see like single digits or the weather. Yeah. So once I graduated law school, studied for the bar, passed the bar, and when I came out of law school, I was the whole time I was in law school. When I came out of law school, I'm going to do criminal defense. And I did it for a little while. And then I started working for a personal injury firm. And I was like, you know what? I think I like the personal injury because it's a lot smoother to me. It's a lot smoother transition. Criminal's cool, but in my opinion, you make a little more money with the personal injury as well. So once I switched over and went to the personal injury game, I'm like, you know what? I can see myself doing that. So I worked for a few firms, and then I decided to just go out on my own. And this is where I am now. I formed Patterson Injury Lawyers, Get the Pill, Engine RX, and Get the Pill, Patterson Injury Lawyers. I not only get legal advice, I make that check nice. So those are a few slogans that I use, in my marketing, in my advertising. So
that's dope. First of all, I gotta commend you for that because we don't see, especially you're a young black lawyer, right? We don't see that a lot from where we come from.
It's a handful of us in the city.
Yeah, so that's like kind of rare because nobody really go that paper. Everybody would say, "Oh, law school is so long. Law school is a lot you got to put into being a lawyer."
Yeah.
When it's all said and done, but you did it, so big shout out to you for that. Now the injury part, I laughed because I was looking at your little skits and stuff, so it really drew the people in, right?
Right.
And I was like, wait a minute, it's because you think it's serious, but it's funny, right?
Yeah. And
relatable at the same time.
So my whole idea behind that was when people think lawyer, they think like, oh, they're so serious. They wear suit and tie every day. You come into your lawyer's office, he's like, hey, how are you? And you're just like, client coming in like, hey, how are you? So I just want to kind of show people that I have another side other than just always being so serious. I can be serious, but I also have a personality as well. So that's kind of what I want, people to see when they go on my page and I do, my marketing.
Now, doing this injury lawyer, right, being an injury lawyer, what's the craziest thing have you seen, as far as somebody putting out a claim and you find out that they were lying the whole time during the whole process?
You don't have to put it like that they were lying the whole time.
Some people put something out there and act like they fell.
But no, the skit you did with you put up with the man with the ice. You do the ice on the ground. And
right. Yeah. But that was an actual video.
Yeah, I know
that was real footage of someone doing that and trying to get paid for their injury. But unfortunately for him, that there was video evidence of it, and I'm sure he didn't get paid. But there are a lot of claims out there where the incident happened, but the person just may not be as injured as they appear. So it's not necessarily they're lying about it.
He wants to look at me like, listen,
not
I done seen it.
Not necessarily lying. But you said a crazy story that I've come across before. I mean, I'm not gonna say necessarily like one is more crazy than the other, but it happens, you know, where a client will come in and they'll say X, Y, and Z happened, and you're like, okay, cool, like, you know, I'll sign the case up. You're my client, and then as you know, as we going through the case, we go through discovery, we have depositions, and then like things start coming out, and you're like, damn, like why you didn't tell me this? But you don't want to jump down the client's throat, but you're like, damn, like. How am I figure this out? What am I going to do here? What am I going to do here? But as an attorney, it's your job. I mean, because this is your client. It's your job to still advocate for your client. So now you got to try to come up with some sort of argument to try to flip it to make it seem like, hey, you know, this is what actually happened. So honestly, that's the part I enjoy a lot. Like sometimes when my back is against the wall, I like trying to figure out how I'm gonna get out of this jam. Like, let me see. I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Oh wow, that's decent though, because you enjoy what you do, right?
Right.
Most people go to school and they really like don't enjoy what they do. Like they get up every day and they're like, oh my god, I gotta go to work, I gotta do this. But I mean, like you said, your personality you come across in your page, right? Which is pretty good because, like you say, if you hear a lawyer, oh yeah, now we gotta get down to business. We're gonna get down to business regardless, but at least I can be loose with you a little bit in that aspect. Now when it comes down to the paperwork, you know, getting up there, we getting this done, that's all the serious business.
No, I was about to say that allows room for the client to be a little more open about what's going on based on him. Absolutely.
Right. So a lot of times when clients call me, like they'll just be speaking to me regular, you know, and you know, the guys will call me, yo, bro. I'm like, yeah, what's going on, man? hey, what's going on? Whereas though, if they felt as though I was like some sort of like, I'm not gonna say stiff, but some sort of, you know, like uptight attorney, like, excuse me, sir, Mr. Patterson, hey, how are you doing today? Which I don't mind that, but you know, I'm letting you know, like, I can be relatable. I mean, we can still handle this business, but I can still be relatable to you. So if you're saying, yo, bro, and you ain't drawing, and I get it. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
I know what I mean? It's not hard for me to relate. I get it. Like, you know, I talk like that outside of this professional environment. So, yeah, I get it.
That's decent. So, with your law firm, right, is it just you or is it other people?
It's just me for now. And eventually, as my firm grows, obviously, you know, I'll start having other people. I'll start hiring other people. But right now, I have a system that works. So I want to make sure I master my system first before I start hiring other people. Because a lot of people, they'll go into it and they'll say, okay, yeah, I got a firm. I need assistants. I need another lawyer. I need a paralegal. And they don't really have a system. You know what I mean? They haven't mastered their firm themselves to be able to teach it to someone else. So and then next thing you know, they don't train them properly, and things start, you know, cases start to fall through the crack. So I want to be able to go ahead and hone in and really master my firm myself. And when I start hiring people, I can train them. Listen, this is how I've been doing it for this amount of time. This is how we're going to continue to do it. Now, if you have any other suggestions that you feel though may help, let me know. But this is how we're running it now. This is how I've been successful. You know, this is how I've gotten to where I got to. This is how we're gonna run it from
there. I like that. See, and he open-minded, right? Most people like, this is mine. I mean, like, we know it's yours, but when you're not open-minded and remain teachable, you know, that keeps you, you know, stuck in that same place. And I like that because most people would be like you said, trying to throw everybody on the board, and it's like, oh no.
Just trying to get a paycheck, whereas though he's trying to make sure he's going to thrive for years to come, not just temporary.
Correct. I mean, a lot of people they fall, you know, their businesses they fall because they don't have a system in place. You know, you got, and yeah, it sounds like, I was honest, it's just me right now. I was in my firm says Patterson Injury Lawyers because that's where I'm going. Like eventually I'll have lawyers, so I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm just Patterson Injury Lawyer. Right? Yeah, that's just me. But no, like that's temporary. Where I'm going in a few years will be lawyers. I'll have a team. I'll have assistants. You know, I have other associates working for me. I love it. So that's just, you know, that's just my mindset.
Oh, good. See? And then I got a lawyer that's not small-minded, because most lawyers just stay on one box, right?
Yeah.
He already got himself. You know, I'm right here, but I'm going all over here too as well. That's crazy. Go ahead.
But it's crazy because everything, you know, because when you go into something, you cannot look for instant gratification. And that's where people fall short at. And he already had that whatever.
And you might learn from certain experiences, going to different law firms, seeing how things operate, and checking off the list of what I don't want to do when I do get a law firm.
That's a lot of what I took from the firms that I worked for. I saw everything not to do, and then I took from the successes of those law firms that I worked, and I implement all that into my system. So, that's where my purpose.
Which makes sense. Like, you was a sponge. That's what you're supposed to do when you're in places.
And I
pick it all up.
And I tell people a lot of times, don't look at a job as a job. You look at it as a paid internship. Because they're paying you, but you're learning.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, unless you want to stay there forever, but if these people are paying you, you're learning how to. Well, if you look at it in a certain way, you see how they run their business, you see how things are going. They're paying you to learn. It's a paid internship. You take everything you learned at that job and move on to the next. Whether you want to open your own business, open your own law firm, your own whatever, doctor's office, whatever. Take everything that you learned from that business and move on.
Yes, you got that right. And most people need to take heed to that, because you're right. Because you see in the work environment, everybody like complaining about where they work at. Everything is like so dark and cloudy. I hate to go in a place and you can tell the energy is off, right?
Right.
And it's like, okay, if it's that bad, then change it, right? Go do something else. But while you in it, like you said, soak everything up. Because I know for a fact, I don't know anybody, but some people like to be in the same spaces that they in. But who wants to stay in the same space for so many years? Because it's time to go, it's time to move on. Especially if you got more stuff that you want to do for yourself. Now, like, as far as when it comes to, have you ever had any like younger guys come up to you and ask, being a lawyer, is that a good path to go down? Like, do you think it's for everybody? I know it's not for everybody, but do you like push that envelope whenever you're talking to younger kids?
It's funny you said that, because a young guy just reached out to me on Instagram about a couple weeks ago. He's currently going to Chestnut Hill College, and he's like, I want to go to law school, but I just don't know. I don't know what to do. And he was like, either I'm gonna stay in college and pursue something, go to law school, or I'm gonna pursue a degree. I'm gonna pursue a career in sales. So I was like, listen, just give me a call on, I think this was like a Tuesday or something like that. Like, give me a call on Friday around 3 p.m. He actually did call me. When he called me, I'm like, who's this calling me? And I answered like, hey, I'm like, oh, hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? So he called me. He told me, what was going on, what he wanted to do. So I just told him, like, listen, if this is what you want to do, this is what you got to do. I'm like, what's your GPA? Okay, from here, this is what you got to do. You got to get ready to take the LSAT, take some sort of LSAT prep class, get your score, start applying for law schools. Make sure you have, a certain GPA and try to get a certain score on the LSAT, and go to law school. It's like, as far as what type of law you want to do once you get out, you may not know that yet, but at least you're taking the proper steps to where you want to go in life. So I mean, if anybody want any inspiration or any insight as far as how to get to law school or what to do, or what path they want to take in life, you can hit me up.
Good, y'all hear that, right? So make sure you reach out if you're serious about where you're going, or just got like any questions about it. I mean, I know this is a busy man, but just make sure y'all
for something like that. If I'm if it comes down to inspiring the youth and making the youth better, for the next generation, I'm all for it.
Good. I love it.
The fact that you're not stingy with the information, because a lot of the times people get in positions and want to withhold information from people who just trying to start out and trying to make it out here.
You listen. You'll get people. I mean, I've worked, for a few guys. They act like they're all for you. Want to help you, and then when you get in there, it's like they like it's like switched up. And I'm like, damn, like I thought, this was going to happen, and they start power tripping. You like, what, this situation, this ain't for me, or they see your potential, and they like, damn, like he a threat. Let me put him in his place. Let him know, this my show here. Like, all right, cool. Like I ain't tripping. Like I know where I'm going in life, and I ain't stuck here.
Yeah, and the fact that people think that you're taking away from them when you looking for information, you're not taking away. That's why you're you and they're them.
Absolutely, and everybody being in a position where they're trying to figure it out, right?
Absolutely.
With just connecting the dots, and I'm here to learn from you. Like, I know this is your stuff. I'm just here.
And
like,
I'm not trying to take it from you.
I don't want it, like, because I don't really want to
Like,
do how you
like-
doing. I'm just picking up little bit of pieces as I go.
These boys cut a little check and they just think they like the man and they own you. Like, dog, you ain't like this little bit of bread. I mean, you know, I'm getting down. All right, it's cool, but like it's way bigger than this. Trust me.
Well, at least you know that. A lot of people don't know that. They would really take stuff up off of people just to be in certain positions, and it's like
no. But the fact that you know your worth, what you're worth,
I
what
was
you
about to
come
say, the
with.
self-worth, the respect, the principle. It's just so many things that, and people respect people that stand up for themselves, that's assertive, that's, you know, not gonna let you all over them, right? And it's not about what you do, it's how you do things. So you already know that, you know, already know how to, you know, maneuver it through all of this. So my next question is this: when it comes down, because what do you feel like is the biggest misconception people have about lawyers? I always hear people say, "Oh, I can't get a lawyer; it costs too much money." Like,
Well, piggybacking on what you said, oh, I can't get a lawyer; it costs too much money. In my business with personal injury, everything is on a contingency fee base. So you hear like, we don't get paid unless you get paid. So that's, I mean, it's catchy.
Yeah.
But the whole twist behind it is, you sign a person up on this fee agreement. Okay, after the case settles, we'll take 30%. So then we go through everything. We pay for all the costs up front. Client pays nothing, and then once the case is over, if we either settle the case or go to court and we get some sort of award from that money, we take our percentage. So we don't get paid unless you get paid. So you got paid, right? We take our percentage, and then deduct everything else, and then I know it sounds crazy, but the client gets paid last in these situations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's like we don't get paid unless you get paid, but there's a little twist behind it. So when I sign people up, I let them know up front. I'm like, yeah, y'all over here, we don't get paid unless you get paid. Yeah, that's true, but let me break it down to you. And that's a lot of times, like, it kind of eliminates all the bull crap in the end, right? If you let the clients know what it is up front, listen, this is my fee. So if we don't go to court and we settle, this is what I'm taking. If we go to court, settle, this is what we taking. This is how it's going to go. So in the end, when we get there, when we get to that bridge, and it's time to cross it, they already know. Like, okay, he told me in the beginning this is what happened. Because I don't want nobody coming, sitting down with me at the table when I'm giving you your check and I'm doing the whole breakdown. Like, okay, cool.
Okay.
And now it's a problem.
They're like, wait, what? I thought my case settled for $20,000. Yeah, it did, but this is it. So I let you know up front, and like I said, it limits all the bull crap in the end.
Just being transparent.
You got to be, and I don't know if y'all saw the other day. It was funny. I had put up a post. I don't know if I put it on my story or something. I put it up on my story. I think 911 Philly posted it, and I was like, y'all letting these lawyers sell y'all dreams and they leaving y'all with nightmares. Sound like a Meek Mill album to me.
Oh, I saw that one.
Right?
Yes.
Like, it's true, because you'll call them like, oh yeah, you got a great case. Like, oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, you got a great case. We're gonna get you to therapy. You're gonna do this. Oh yeah, you got neck back pain. Blah blah. Then as the case go on, the clients start to wake up and they're like, wait, hold on, I ain't even talked to him. I'm like, wait, I ain't heard from him in 3 months. I'm calling. You don't call me back. And a lot of people call me with that. I'm calling my lawyer. He don't call me. I said, all right, cool. What's the problem? I don't have to honestly talk to that person because they got a lawyer. Like, call your lawyer. I don't do that though. You know what I mean? If you got a question and because you can't get in contact with your lawyer, and you call me, I'll take five minutes and just kind of explain it to you and talk you off the ledge. Now after that, whatever you want to do, if you want to get rid of your lawyer or whatever, you can. But I kind of help people in trying to like talk them off the ledge, because they be pissed with the attorneys because they lawyers sold them a dream, and then they living in this nightmare because they don't know what the hell is going on. They haven't spoke to their lawyer. They keep talking to the secretary. The secretary keeps spinning them. Keep spinning them. Oh, he's in the he's not in the office. He's in a meeting right now, and it's like, damn, like I got court next week. I ain't never even talked to my lawyer. A lot of people have never talked to their attorney. They know what firm represents them. They never talk to their attorney. They show up on the day of court and like, oh yeah, I'm here for court. Oh, what's your name? And then the attorney will come out. They're like, oh, you my attorney? Yeah, I'm your attorney. Like, who was you? I ain't never heard of you.
Yeah, that's bad business right there.
So that's I harbor so much on customer service. Like, you can have an average product, but if your customer service is through the roof, I mean, client, people will continue to, to come to your business. The clients will continue to come to you. So, so that's why as much as I can, I try to make sure I talk to my clients as much as I can.
Absolutely.
At least if I'm only even talk to them for 5 minutes, hey, they heard my voice. They have spoke to me before. They can't say, oh no, I hired Patterson Injury Lawyers. I ain't never even talked to my lawyer. No, you done talked to me before. Trust me.
The open line of communication is definitely important for sure.
Okay.
So when you say that, right, just say if someone call you, right, and they like, listen, I never talked to my lawyer. I don't even know what's going on in my case. Are they able to use you and get and discard up who they have at the moment? Do you get into that, or like how does that work?
I don't. So like I said, I try to talk them off the ledge, but I don't advertise my business. I'm like, hey, go get your case from them. No. I said, what's the problem? I said, let me just explain to you the process if your lawyer didn't explain this to you. Right? You got involved in the accident. I'm like, did you go to therapy? Yeah, I went to therapy. I finished therapy. How long ago did you finish therapy? I just finished therapy last month. Okay, cool. I said, well, your lawyer, which I don't know what the lawyer's doing, but I'm just thinking off in general the process. I'm like, your lawyer's probably getting your medical records together just to make some sort of demand to the insurance company, right? I was like, you still have 2 years to file a lawsuit. Your accident just happened back in October. Well, no, not. Your accident just happened back in February. It's October now. You still have 2 years to file a lawsuit, so you still actually have till February 2023 to file a lawsuit. So just be patient, give them some time. Like, you know what I mean? And I just try to help them go through that process, to just kind of calm them down. Like, hey, everything's it's not that urgent right now. You can breathe, you can chill. It takes 2 years to file a lawsuit, so that's what they're probably doing. If you finish therapy, you're probably sending your medical records to the insurance company to give some sort of demand requesting money. So just relax.
Oh yeah,
well that's decent because most people wouldn't even do that.
They'd have been advertising it, so
throwing other people under the bus and stuff like that.
So he's not initiating anything as far as his stuff.
I'm not, because I mean, at the same time, I mean, to keep it real with y'all, a lot of people who file these lawsuits in the city are African American. Like, they come from the same communities we come from. So I just try to help. I just try to educate them on the process, because when they initially signed up with the attorney probably didn't explain to them the process. Like I said, they just sold them a dream, and then they feel like they living in a nightmare. Like, no, like sit down with you. You're doing the whole intake process. You're getting their name, number, information. As you're having that conversation with them, kind of let them know, okay, cool, this is how it's going to go. That'll put them at ease. You know what I mean? Because you're advertising, oh, we get you top dollar, we get you paid for your injuries. All right, they want you talking money. You talking money like where my money at? Your advertisement said you get us money, so I want my money like right now.
Therefore, it wills them in.
It brings them in. But then once you get them in, you still gotta explain. If you explain things properly, so I'm telling you, it will alleviate a lot of the bull crap in the end. I'm telling you.
But I wonder, like, now that you say it like this, do you think that most lawyers are talking to people they feel like don't know any better? Well, so they just, like, basically, like, handling them and on the level that they think that they are at?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I get what you're saying. I think they just don't think about it. They're just running a business along with a law firm, get as many clients in as we can, do what we got to do, and let's just get paid. A lot of lawyers they don't get too involved. Get too caught up in emotions. Get too close with their clients, which is great. You know what I mean? I mean, we're here for business. But as far as you saying they think the clients don't know, even if they don't know, educate them. Educate them. I'm telling you, if they know, they will not bother you. Just educate the client. I get it. You may feel as though like I'm the attorney here. Like I'm not telling them anything. Like I'm gonna do this how I want to do it. You can, but if you just educate them, I'm telling you, they'll love it. They'll respect you for what you do, just because you sat down and took that. I mean, that's why I do it a lot of times. I sit down and talk to other people, clients, like, yo, this is what's going on. People come back like, yo, I appreciate it, man. I talked to them. I asked them the couple questions you told me to ask them. Like, now I feel a lot better. And they stayed with that attorney. They didn't come with me, which is fine, because like I said, most of the people who file these lawsuits are from our communities. So I'm helping my people at the same time.
I love it. It don't even just seem like you like just a lawyer, right? I know you're a lawyer, but it's like you're using a humanistic approach as well when you're dealing with people, and I think that's major. And needed, right? Because no matter what, everybody want to feel important. Everybody want to be heard. and don't nobody want their feelings not being violated. Like, I'm just trying to get clarity here. That way I can go about my day. I know my lawsuit is doing good, and at that part I don't have to worry about. You got it under wraps. And that's all people be looking for. Like, I just need to know where we at with it.
Yeah,
that's
need
all.
some insight. Like, what's going on?
It's simple. It's simple. It's simple. So have you ever? So I know you do injury, right? Have you ever had like a death suit? Like, anything you do with that kind of stuff?
I don't. Like I said, I'm just still like, trying to move up the ladder. So right now, I just deal with like just like personal injury, like car accidents, lawsuit. Car accidents, slip and falls, dog bites. If I did get it, so with those cases like those like med mal and those death, a lot of people use the term med mal so loosely. Like, oh, I went to the doctor and my arm's still hurting. Like, when you went to the doctor last week? I'm like, yo, miss you. I mean, yeah, you might still feel some pain, But to answer your question, those type of cases, those med mal and those like wrongful death cases, those cases take a lot of money to put into initially. Like you say, everything's on a contingency fee base, so the client's not coming out of their pocket for money. So you, as the law firm, have to have the money and the resources to put up to fund the case to get the results you want. Me, it's just me myself right now. So if I were to get a case like that, and I'm keeping it honest with y'all. If I were to get a case like that, client call me up, I'll take all the information down. But me, I would have to refer it to another attorney who has the resources and has the money to fund that sort of case. Because you talking about going up against hospitals or big companies that got the money to go ahead and fight this lawsuit. They got the long money for, and then a little old me, like, I'm gonna be living on the street trying to fund the case. Like, I can't. So right now, no, I don't. Like I said, I'll take it, I'll sign it up, but I'll refer it to another attorney.
The fact that you know your lane.
Yeah, like,
because a lot of people act like they're taking something.
And they'll still do the same thing I'm going to do, but I'm just like, now, like, so you call me, please. I'm gonna help you the best I can, but I'm more likely going to send it to another attorney.
I ain't got it.
I looked around and I don't have it.
Those cases take a lot of money to fund. I mean, easily you can be in the 20, 25, 30,000 just to fund, just to get the medical experts, just to get experts on, like, just say accident investigation experts. Those people, they want their money.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta do doctors deposition, get their testimony. That can be worth $5,000 to $10,000. You have a doctor come in and testify. Like, no, not little. You think the doctor will come and testify for free?
I mean, it happened. I mean,
look, somebody can
you don't know. You don't know.
Well, that's crazy because I always just thought like, just like if I was like a witness to something, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, it did happen. I mean,
but if you're an expert in that field, then yeah, you can. So if someone called you and they said, hey, I want you to come testify about, and you do a podcast, I want you to come and testify about, podcasts, how it works, how the setup works, how you get in touch with your guests and things like that. You're like, all right, cool. This is my fee to come out. I want $250 an hour to come in and testify. Okay, cool. You're an expert with podcasts, so now you can come in and testify in court. It's the same thing. It works on all levels.
Oh, okay.
Never thought about it like that. I was like under the impression like, this happened. Like the doctors worked on these people. It's because I thought like sometimes I know some people don't.
Let me be clear. Let me be clear about that. I'm sorry.
Because I'm not.
So the doctor who was either at fault or caused the injury, no, they don't get paid.
Okay.
They're getting sued. You bring another doctor in.
Oh, okay.
To testify about the injuries or to testify about the negligence of the other doctor. Hey, Dr. Jones, you reviewed the records of Miss Smith, did you? Yeah, I did. You're not the one who performed the surgery. No. Dr. Williams performed the surgery. Yes, Dr. Williams performed the surgery. I looked at the records, boom, boom. What were your findings? This doctor that's testifying about the procedure that Dr. Williams did is the one to get paid.
Okay.
Not the one that said, not the doctor.
Yeah, okay, that's how I was like, wait a minute.
I saw where you were going. I said, hold on, let me clear this up.
Good, because I was like, wait, Jack, I know not much about being a lawyer, but I thought that's how it worked.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Hey, that's a lot. I mean, and I always knew that law was a lot, right? It's so many different components.
So much reading.
How long did it? Like,
I love reading now though. I used to hate reading. Man, you couldn't get me to read nothing.
Well, because I mean, you got to read it for school. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of reading.
And then you're doing your own investigation.
All that, but it's not a task anymore.
No.
I was reading 50 Cent book, Hustle Hard, Hustle Smart. It's like as kids, we looked at reading as a task, right? Now, when you read, like, knowledge leads to money. The more you know, the more money you make.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know why he's like, I don't know why we looked at reading. And when you think about it, it's true. I mean, you read a book, the more you know, the more knowledge you have, the more money you can make.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm sure before y'all started y'all podcast, y'all had to do y'all research, try to read up on things. Then y'all go ahead and now y'all podcast is booming.
Yeah.
So don't look at reading as a task. You know.
No, but read. I was like to read even younger.
I hated it.
I did, but of course I wasn't reading like academic stuff, like little stuff like that. You know, but now as an adult, you know, you want all the stuff that's going to, like you said, get you to the next level, open your mind up to things that you normally don't even like indulge in. So I get that part, and reading is different. Now it's required, right? To me, I feel like as an adult, it's required.
Right.
But no, like when you going to school and all that, reading is the last thing I want to do. Reading, no, I have to read these daggone books, okay? As I get prepared for this exam, I had to write this paper. Like, so reading was, so that kind of like was a damper because you, especially if you enjoy reading, like it was kind of a damper. But then you get back to yourself eventually. So as far as law school, I heard you say you went to so many different law schools, so many different colleges and stuff, right? How long does it take to be a lawyer?
So you got to go to college, which is a 4-year degree, then 3 years of law school. Then after that, you take the bar exam. So you have like 7 years. I mean, if you include college and law school, but law school itself is just 3 years.
Especially
if you're going straight,
The time flies by. I tell people all the time, I say, yo, go do what you gotta do. Like, don't get stuck. When you go do what you gotta do, you come back, everybody's still gonna be here.
Ain't that crazy?
Yes.
Like, I went away to college down in Maryland, came back for a few years. I went away to law school for 3 years, came back. Everybody's still here. I mean, I may have missed a few parties, a few get-togethers, but
it ain't that deep.
It's fine. I'm back. Like I ain't really missed too much. Like I'm back now. You know what I mean? And I'm better than I was before I left. So I'm cool.
Wow. Yeah. You never think about it because all the kids. I heard a lot of kids say, "I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a lawyer." Oh, but school is too long. School is too long.
But then you look around and the time that passed you by.
And what did you do during those years?
Nothing.
So do something with that time.
Absolutely, I agree 1,000%. So, as far as your caseload go, do you have like a maximum amount of people you take at a time, or like how does that work?
So right now, my whole mindset is to become the king of the city with personal injury. Okay. That's my mindset right now. So I'm not limiting myself saying, oh, I only want 50 cases, I only want 100 cases. I'm sitting here with y'all today on Unfiltered Discussion.
That part.
I'm trying to listen. I'm coming for the crown. I'm trying to take over the city with personal injury. So I'm not limiting myself to any amount of cases. No, like I'm coming. I tell people now, I say this is the last quarter of 2021. I tell people it's the takeover, the break's over. That's it. Like
listen,
I'm
the takeover, the break's
over.
over.
And another good thing is because like I can tap into the culture too. When I come with people, all right, damn, Jay-Z said that. You know what I mean? Like people like, oh shoot, that's what a lot of times when I do a lot of things on Instagram, letting y'all know, like, listen, like I can tap into the culture. Like, yeah, I'm an attorney, but like I'm still a regular ball for at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like so that's why I try to implement a lot of that thing in my marketing. Let you know, like I'm just saying, I'm a regular dude just like y'all. I just went to school and got an education. That's it. That's the only different part.
That part, because they're looking at y'all would never say you're a lawyer.
Okay, so when I like walked in, like you.
No, you the
so
ball
y'all was like, who this boy?
The ball player.
But once they see you and
because when I walked in, y'all was like, y'all ain't really say much. Like,
I'm like, oh, okay.
No, I'm not hold you right. Like I'm like, man, he gonna show with it, button up on, and you know that's what I thought. Honestly, but the way he came on with the lounge, I'm like, oh, okay, like. This
Come on, we ain't never really say.
Y'all was like, quiet, like, should this man even be in here? Like, let me get some ID, sir. Let me see your ID real fast.
Listen, no, when I looked at the case, I'm like, wait, this is like somebody that I know. Like, I know this is not a person, you know.
But that will attract the people. Like, oh yes, I want him as my lawyer. I don't want John as my lawyer. No,
because I need to relate on different levels as well. You know what I mean? Especially if you're handling something personal for me. Something that could, of course, get me money and things like that. So yes, I want to be able to talk to you. I want to be able to relate to you. And of course, again, like I said, we don't always get that in our community.
No, we don't. We don't. Yeah, you get a lot of attorneys who advertise in our neighborhoods, and they don't have nothing to do with our neighborhoods.
At all.
Nothing.
Or you feel like everything is cut and dry.
Yeah, they have nothing to do with our neighborhoods. They ain't never gave back. They ain't never participated. They come in our neighborhoods and advertise. All advertisement get all our people from the neighborhoods to sign up with them. And next thing you know, they donating out in the counties, Abington Friends, Friends Select. They advertise Boys and Girls Club of Jenkintown, of Abington. You like, well, damn, like y'all done came in, y'all done made all this money off of us, but then y'all take the bread, y'all run back out and give it to the schools that y'all kids go to. Y'all, they don't need it out there. Like y'all gotta put it back in.
Vulnerable population.
Like yeah, y'all gotta come here. Like y'all not around.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like y'all come whatever y'all do, y'all come downtown. That's the only time y'all in Philly. Y'all come downtown to y'all office, then y'all shoot right back out. To the neighborhoods where y'all live and where y'all from, and then that's it. Like you know what I mean?
And could you imagine the conversations at dinner?
Oh man.
Listen.
Man. This client and this client came in. Did you believe
getting on my nerves, and I'm so sick of him.
I had a client. So to keep it real with y'all. So before I started Patterson Injury Lawyers, I was working for an insurance company.
Okay.
Right. So I was defending the lawsuits. Right.
Okay.
So like somebody sues someone, they say someone sue you, right? You got with the insurance company I work for, right? I would defend you saying, hey, such and such is not as injured as they appear to be, right? So I was talking to this, and it was good. Like I learned a lot. It was good, but I was starting to feel like damn, like I'm out of pocket because all I'm doing is grinding up my own people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of people file the lawsuits from the same community that I'm from, right? So I had this one lawyer. I'm like, hey, your client didn't show up for this doctor's appointment because I wanted to send their client to a doctor's appointment so our doctor could review them and review them. I'm like, hey, your client didn't show up for this appointment. Like, let me know if she, we're gonna reschedule. Let me know if she can show up for the next one. He goes, she didn't. I'm like, nitwit. I'm like, what? Like, dog. Like, how you gonna say that?
That's how you know that word is like
how you gonna say that? Like, I just love that. I'm like, okay, would you just let me know when she'll be available, to come to the next one? But how you gonna say that about? I mean, I get it. I'm going against this lady, but like, she's still a human being. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just doing my job. I have no issues with her. I actually met her for that position. She was a nice lady. You know what I mean? I guess she just didn't make her appointment to go to that doctor's appointment.
She might have been too injured to get to the appointment. She could have been too injured to get there. How about that?
Yeah, but
like, come on.
No, that's what I mean. Like, that's exactly.
And the fact that you're meeting people where they're at, and the fact that you were on both sides of the fence, like you were able to experience that. Now that lets you know where you want to be at.
And I was like I said, I was feeling like out of pocket after a while. Like I learned a lot. I did. And I appreciate the opportunity they gave me. But I feel like everybody who I was going against was like, I'm like, damn. Like, all right, cool. Let me listen. This just and sometimes I feel like, listen. I'm just doing my job. Like I don't have no problem with you. No, because they'll think that like I'm against them. I have no issue with you at all. I'm just doing my job.
They think it's personal.
It's not. I'm just doing my job. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn this game a little bit, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go and help my people out the best way I can.
I love it. Good. Now they got you on their side of the fence, and now things, like I said, I mean, I know it's gonna be big for you. I mean, you're already doing your thing, right? But the fact that you are literally, you got a lot of things that set you aside from other lawyers, right?
Right.
And people want to, like you said, people want to come where they feel most comfortable at.
And that's my whole thing. Try to make like. My biggest thing is customer satisfaction, customer service. Make the customer feel like you're relatable. They can talk to you at any time. If they got any issues, they can give you a call. That's the main thing that I thrive on is customer service. Like I said, you can have an average product, but if your customer service, and if you bring value to your firm, I make this comparison a lot. I say, yo, y'all ever go to H&M, and then you ever go to Saks on City Line, right? I'm like, what's the difference? You go to H&M, just a bunch of riffraff going on, right? You go to Saks, it's, hey, how are you? How you doing?
Yeah, sure,
They want your money.
So so how come Saks can charge $2.50 for a T-shirt, but H&M can only charge $10 for a T-shirt?
Because how they handle it.
The value,
Mm-hmm.
the value. If you bring the value, you can make the money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you see, those $250 T-shirts, they come from the same damn factory them H&M T-shirts come from, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because they bring the value, they can charge $2.50 for this shirt,
Mm-hmm.
and they only charge $10 for this shirt.
No,
It's the
it
same damn
makes
T-shirt.
perfect
How
sense.
different can cotton be?
Yeah.
How different can cotton be?
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. You can go in there and they make you feel good. I might have been having a bad day. You said something nice to me. Thank you. I'm coming back because I want to hear that again with something else, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's what counts.
Value.
Mhm.
Value.
Yeah, you know. I want to ask you this real quick. So, just say you get a case. How long normally does a case take?
Okay. So there's another thing I try to explain to people. I say, okay, the average case, you sign it, if you get in an accident today, right? You sign up, you get to go to therapy. On average, therapy is anywhere from like 6 to 10 months, just for the average person to case, right? So hold that there. That's 6 to 10 months you're going to be in therapy, right? That puts us at maybe April, May of next year, right? You finish therapy. If you got your injury, you finish therapy. I then get all your medical records. If you don't have to go to any more therapy, I get all your medical records together. I send it to the insurance company, right? I'll give them maybe a month or two to review the records and say, hey, this is what we're going to offer your client, right? At that point, we at like June, right? We at June. If my client says cool, I'll take it. We done, right? So you figure we at we about June, so we about eight months in probably, right? You just say 8 to 9 months in. Then okay, cool, case is done. If they don't offer any money, then I gotta file a lawsuit, right? So I'm in July filing a lawsuit. We're not gonna get a date for another. We're not gonna get a court date for another 10 months.
Oh wow.
That's just how. I mean, I'm just talking Philly here, right?
Oh, okay.
Other counties like Delaware County, Montgomery County, you might get a faster date. But in Philly, you're not getting an arbitration date for 10 months. You're not getting an actual trial date for 12 months.
Jesus Christ.
Because you gotta figure once we file a lawsuit, and y'all mean I know once we file a lawsuit, we gotta go through the motions, everything leading up to court. We gotta exchange discovery, we gotta go through depositions, we gotta do this, do that, do this, do that, do that, hoping that we can still negotiate some sort of settlement during that time. If not, we gotta wait for the arbitration date. So like I said, we file it in June, July, arbitration date might not be till like April of 23 now.
Wow. No wonder people be waiting on. You be like they finally getting their money after like 3 or 4 years. So that's why I tell my clients, like, listen, this is how long it's going to take. If I can, if you got some good injuries and they make a good offer, I'll let you know, and then it'll be done a lot faster. If not, then we gotta wait for you to finish therapy. You gotta send them the records. We gotta wait for a court date, and then that's how I go. Now, that's my fast track. That's just fast track for me, right? Like I said, you get in an accident now, October 21. You still got 2 years to file a lawsuit.
Oh yeah.
So you got a lawyer out there that's just like bull crap and just like letting your case sit on the shelf, right? They don't file a lawsuit till September 23.
Oh no.
Yeah, so right
before the statute of limitations, 2 years. They don't file till September 23, right? You finished therapy in June of 22. Your joint just sat there for a whole another year and some change.
Wow.
But they, I mean, you got 2 years to file a lawsuit though, so they not wrong. They ain't doing nothing unethical. Like y'all ain't gonna. That's what a lot of people say. They're like, yo, what's going on? Like, this case been going on since 2018. I'm like, damn, they ain't filed a lawsuit till 2020, man, 2021, now waiting for a court date. So that was, like I said, the situation I was telling y'all was my fast track. But like I said, you got a lot of attorneys out there who, they won't file the lawsuit until like a month before the statute of limitations passes. So you now, if you get an accident date, you don't get the loss, you don't file a lawsuit until September 23, then you gotta wait 10 months to a year after that to actually go to court.
I don't like it.
No, and effective.
I get it. That's why I thrive on customer service. I thrive on value because I know these people want their money as fast as they can get it. So that's why I make sure I try to get the clients his money as fast as possible, like as fast as possible.
Do you feel like I know with the pandemic, a lot of stuff was shut down, court things.
It was, but stuff was. I mean, a lot of court dates got pushed back, but for the most part, I mean, offices were still running. I mean, business still had to go on.
So they were just, a lot of lawyers was just using that, because I heard a lot of people say, oh, the pandemic pushed the stuff back.
Pushed a lot of court dates back.
Okay.
But as an attorney, like, we were still working, whether we in the office or we was working remotely, we were still working. But I tell a lot of people, I'm like, yo, the pandemic was a great time to catch up on all your cases.
Absolutely.
Like, if your cases was like falling through, like, it was a great time because it wasn't no court. It was no court. Like, you could still work on the cases, but it was no court. Like, the insurance companies, their justices were still in their office. The attorneys were still answering phones. It's just nobody was physically going to court. So it was a great time to catch up in, you know, whatever you need to do. You reinvent your law firm process. It was a great time to do that.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree 1,000%. What was that thing you put up about the importance of, like, knowing, being the judge? It was something like a little thing you put up about the judge. Like, you're a good lawyer, but you're great if you know the judge. It was something you put up. What was that?
That's just like a talking heavy type.
Yeah, because what was
that? That's politics.
Okay.
A lot. That's just politics for real. I mean, if you know a judge, you kind of cool with a judge. Y'all might go golfing, y'all rub shoulders together, have lunch. Then you more likely gonna get your way a little bit. You know what I mean? It might not necessarily determine the outcome of the case if you go to like a jury trial, but if you're cool with the judge, it can happen. It happened to me a couple of times. I went out, I was working for a firm, and they sent me out they had a case out in Berks County, which is Reading. Right? Drive out to Reading, do this case, and my client was a Haitian man, right? So we got it. We was doing it was an arbitration. It wasn't actually like a trial with a judge. It was an arbitration. So like you go in there, it's like 3 people sitting on a panel. You present your case, right? So when we get there, I meet my client. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Boom. I just go in a room and say, hey, let me just get a couple minutes to talk to my client, just so I can just like peep what's going on. I go in there. You got 3 Caucasian arbitrators, like the people on the arbitration panel. The other attorney I'm going against, he's Caucasian. His client's Caucasian. Meanwhile, we up in Berks County, it's Reading. It's like, it ain't Philly, it's Reading. It's like this, right? So when you go to them smaller towns like that, everybody knew each other. I mean, they're sitting up there, oh, hey, how are you doing this? The arbitration panel, talking to the lawyer, I'm going to, hey, what did you do this weekend? Oh, yeah, me and the kids, we went to So
that's close knit.
That's part of the whole, know the judge type thing. You know what I mean? Like, you rub shoulders, and I mean, they didn't give my client, we didn't win nothing. Like,
I bet not.
At all.
I bet not. But
So that's the whole, like I say, that's just the political thing, just talking heavy. Like, I know the judge. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got this. I ain't even tripping.
But that held weight over there, though. It held weight. It's like
oh yeah, the system.
Yeah, I don't like.
But it's not their fault that they practice in this small town where everybody know everybody, and then me, this Philly lawyer, coming out there. I'm already African American. My client's Haitian.
Oh, you know y'all against all.
Oh man, So I told my client, I'm like, yo, you see who in that room, right? He like, yeah. I'm like, I'm just letting you know before we go in there.
Yeah, they ain't
like,
on me.
You see, and I mean, they had nothing to do. They went through the ropes to try to make sure he ain't get no money. They had the cameras following this man around.
Oh,
you look at some of those small. Yeah, but like, they don't do it that much in Philly.
No.
He was out there in Reading. He had a nice house, nice neighborhood, and everything. I'm talking about they followed this man an hour to a doctor's appointment. I'm talking about, and they brought the video out during the thing. I'm just sitting there like,
you harassing.
God damn. I'm like, what am I
They'll
going?
get somebody to secretly go out there and watch you.
I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, damn, like why they playing the video? I'm like, all right, I see, they got him. What am I going to do now to try to get this man out this hole? Like, this is part of being a lawyer. This is my job, right? I just made up some, like, they didn't buy it, but I had to think of something. I couldn't just lay down and just concede, like, damn, they got him. I don't really have no argument. I had to make up something. I mean, the man came outside. They videotaped him. He was supposed to be hurt. He went to his trunk. It's not funny. So.
Wait. I think when you said that, I'm like, man, this man was not hurt. Like,
the man.
What did he do?
Now the accident happened. Like, he wasn't at fault. Like, they hit him. He go to they videotape him coming out of his house. He comes out of his house with a cane, limping. He opens the bag, but he tosses the cane in the bag.
So now it's like,
why? He goes to the trunk, takes out a box, right? Has the box in his hand. I think he has like paper towels in the other arm, right?
I can't.
They zoom in on the box. It's a box with pictures of pots and pans on it. Right?
so he's strong-arming it.
So I'm like,
that cane.
so I'm like,
He
damn.
said,
What am I gonna do? I'm like, all right, let me think of something. So I'm like, listen, it was a big box, but we don't know what was in that box. Like, we don't know if it was an empty box. We don't know if pots and pans. I get it. He had the paper towels, but you don't know how heavy that box was. That box might not have been heavy at all. Like, he's still injured. Then they follow him to his doctor's appointment, right? Meanwhile, I told you I already threw the cane in the back. He gets to the doctor's appointment, right? He pulls the cane out. He's like looking like a penguin. He looks like a penguin, right? He's like this. I'm like,
Oh,
so he's like, yo, like, it took me an hour to get to the appointment. I'm like, all right, cool, I got you. I'm like, listen, he's limping. He had back pain. He sat in the car for an hour just to get to his doctor appointment. So of course his back is. I said, if I drive for an hour, my back may tighten up on me. So you got a man with back pain already going on. You want him to drive an hour, and he gets out of his car. Yeah, his back stiff. So that's why he was limping going into the doctor's appointment. They didn't buy it, but I mean, hey.
That's
that box and that,
they throw that cane and that box got him.
What are we gonna
do?
I would have been so irked looking at that.
Yeah,
So
don't get no accidents I read, y'all. They
ain't playing.
Media too.
Anything outside.
Because my mom got a case, right?
In Delaware County, that's media.
Right. So I'm putting stuff in her car. The man walked up and was like, "Oh, I thought you were your mom." He approached me. I said, "I'm her daughter." Like, what? They really
don't play with something. Yeah, don't play with. I haven't seen that in Philly, but like I say, them other counties, them smaller counties where they don't have nothing to do.
We're going to get that.
Them insurance companies, they'll like I say, they have the resources. They'll put the money out. They'll spend more money on defending it than they would have actually had to pay you.
Exactly.
I don't know why. It's just like the principle. Like, no, they're not going to win they're not going to win on us. So.
Yeah, not us anyway. We ain't winning.
I can't.
That's going to take me out. I'm going to crack up the debt one. So, where can people? So, I know you said there is no cap for what you're accepting or nothing like that. I know they can find you on Instagram, right?
Instagram at Patterson Injury, Patterson Injury is INJURY at Patterson Injury.
I usually have to tell people to say that. You can tell you're a lawyer because you spelled it out. You know what's going on. Okay. Is there any other social media platforms that you're on?
I mean, I have Facebook, which is at Patterson Injury. Which I don't use much. I have TikTok, which is at Patterson Injury, which I'm actually going to start utilizing more because that TikTok.
Oh, it gets views.
Man, that TikTok, yeah. So both everything is at Patterson Injury. My website is www.pattersoninjury.com. If you want to give me a call on the telephone, it's 215-383-9959. That's my office number. You can call me anytime you got any questions. But I also wanted to talk to y'all about something else that I got going on, right? If we got time, I don't need to take you ladies' time. So with Turo going on. Right?
Oh, okay.
Like, Turo big, right? I mean, everybody teaching, how to get you a Turo, how to get in the Turo game, get your Turo. I mean, you can make some money on Turo. Like you can easily make an extra $500, $600, $700 on Turo just on one vehicle, for real. So recently, what I've gotten into is like the legalities of Turo. Okay. Right? Let me break that down to y'all. So. Like I said, everybody's teaching how to get a Turo, get in the Turo game, go get business credit, get you a card, and the note is going to be $300 a month. You can make $600, $700 a month, $300, $400 cash flow, blah, 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 blah. But what they don't tell you is some of the what ifs. Like, what if this happens? Because when you rent a Turo, you're essentially running a business. Yeah. Every business isn't just on the up and up. Like, it's going to be a roller coaster sometimes, right? So what I've gotten into, shout out to student loan doctor Sonia Lewis. She actually put me on this play. What I've gotten into is like the legalities of Turo, explaining the insurances. Well, not the insurances. As Turo calls it, what do Turo call it? A plan. Sorry, ladies. What they call a protection plan. So Toro has these like protection plans. It's not called insurance because Toro's not in the insurance business. Called protection plan. If you get a Toro, you can buy it. You know, you pay for this plan. You get a certain percentage back, and you have these coverages, right? So I've gotten into explaining that to people, the hypotheticals. What if your car is involved in an accident? What if the person who rents your car from you gets damages your vehicle? What if someone steals your vehicle? So that's what I've gotten into recently because, like I said, Toro is so hot. And Sonya put me on. She's like, yo, D, like, you ever thought about like being like, I mean, like the Toro lawyer? I mean, not a lawyer for Toro, but just like for the people, like just kind of like bridging the gap between getting in the Toro game and explaining to people like some of the legalities behind it, because people don't know. Like, you can make a hell of a lot of money on Toro, but if you get into a situation where someone crashes your vehicle, you're like, oh shoot, I don't know what to do. So where I've come in at, and where I've started to come in at, is just like explaining to people what to do in these types of situations, breaking down the policies, certain things they can do once they get in the Toro game, just so like they know how to be protected, and they know what to do in certain situations. Yeah. So actually this on the 29th, I'm actually I'm going in and speaking to Sonya Student Loan Doctor University about the legalities of Toro on October 29th. I've done it a few times for Herman, Haitian CEO. I don't know if you guys know him. I spoke to his class a few times, but so I'm actually getting into that now while Toro's hot. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'll jump on it, and that's one of the benefits of me having my own firm. Like, I don't work for nobody. Like, I ain't gotta do what you tell me to do. Like, I can branch off and do this if I want to. I ain't just gotta just work your caseload for you, and y'all got an issue with me doing other things on the side. Like, no, like I can do this myself. You know what I mean? So I started getting into that. So that's something I'm really looking forward to, kind of like blowing up and taking off with that while Toro's still hot. Yeah. I mean, but it's probably gonna be around for a while now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely gonna be around for a while. So yeah.
Yeah, because I had a lot of people talking about it. Yeah. I think Ish was probably the first one that's put us up on it.
Ish hit me up a couple times about it.
To the Airbnbs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I love it. Good. So now you know.
Yeah, you want to learn about
streaming income.
You want to learn about the legalities of Turo? Hit me up.
Yeah. So now you got another thing added on to the resume or whatever.
Exactly.
Yes. But no, like I love it. I love everything you got going on. I know you only want to get bigger, right?
That's it.
Add stuff to the plate,
right.
As you should. And like you said, this is mine. I get to pick and choose what I do and don't do, and what I add on and subtract at the end of the day. So you got wiggle room. You got room to grow. You got room to, reevaluate, which I already know you will because you're mindful, right? You're so
exactly.
You know what I mean? And you know the importance of putting people. I want to say first. I got to, because from everything I picked up from you, you know how to treat people at the end of the day, and that's important. So keep doing what you do. I love to see a black man, and I have to say it, a black man doing his thing. So many odds against us, right? Especially black men.
We're changing the narrative, though.
You are, and
all of us together. We're changing the narrative.
You don't know how many, and then I love scrolling down the timeline to see a lot of African American men doing anything. You know what I mean? Like, you always say, yes, everybody falls short somewhere, right? But if we can shine more, light on the ones that are doing their thing, and especially if you're open to teach and, be accessible in the way that you are, right?
Right.
So you're open to connect this stuff for this person, that person, and it's no cost to you at all, to them. But it's what it looks like. You know how that feels. So just keep doing what you do. Y'all know where to find them
at Patterson Injury on Instagram, PattersonInjury. Telephone number 215-383-9959. Philly's favorite personal injury attorney, Mr. Make That Check Nice. I not only give legal advice, I make that check nice. He'll get you paid. Patterson Injury Lawyers.
That part. So this is Nash signing off.
Ash signing off.
Thank you. The pill. Get the pill. Engine auto accident.
Yep. Bye-bye.